to you by brought to you by Let's get in the claps, man. I swear, man. Welcome to
my bad.
Yeah, welcome to Authentic Dre Podcast. Another Deuce Crew production. You know, just an ordinary dude with a whole lot of shit to say on a weekly to bi-weekly basis, depending on how I feel in that particular week. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Let Them, hashtag Let Us Be Women, Women in the Other Family, and Dub and the Brown Bear, or Brown Bear and the Dub. That's two B's for two breasts and two butt cheeks, in case anybody never understood the ramifications of what it meant.
Two breasts.
We just want to make sure everybody on their shit, and you know, we do what we do. So, a little bit about me. I move at the speed of life, which means tomorrow's already gone, live in the moment, and tomorrow ain't never promised. So we keep it moving on a daily basis. So, first thing I want to get off my chest is something that's been bugging me probably for the last week to week and a half to 2 weeks, and that's the death of Kevin Samuels and Kevin Samuels as a whole. If one more person asks me about him dying, I have nothing else left. So all these angry women out here celebrating the fact that this man is dead and gone, probably because most of the women that's upset, that was happy that he was dead and gone, are exact women he was talking about. So
Hey, and just so the rest of y'all out there in listener land not low. This is episode 1 for Dre, and we're going to get with the rest of the shit. We do have Dub and the Bear on the... Did you turn my shit down, man? Turn the mic back up, man. You can't hear shit. Nah, man, you had to leave the mic where it was. See, this nigga came in here and fucked up everything.
right.
Brother Doc.
Yes, nigga, trust me. If you don't turn that shit up, it's going to sound real fucked up. Yes, there we go. Right there. Yeah, right there. It's going to sound fucked up on the audio. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But, Brother Darkness is in the building. Of course, me and Dub and this motherfucker, STS Dub and the Brown Bear Show. Dre, my man.
Yeah, because I said we was on the main voice till Goofball started pushing buttons and shit.
Right.
I tried to establish that. Shit in the beginning.
Yeah, my nigga.
Episode 1.
That's what I'm talking
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to have this discussion, man, because, you know, I'm just tired of all these women out here. I mean, I supported Kevin Samuels to a certain level, but I didn't always agree with everything he had to say. I just think a lot of women who was upset when he passed away, the very women he was talking about in general. So, you know, I just want to get off to how I feel about it. I just feel like it's a lot of disrespect, a lot of hatred, instead of just owning, you know, the type of lifestyle you live in, because you're the very people that he's talking about. So instead of just taking ownership of your life, you know, just change the way you do things. Maybe y'all didn't like his delivery, but frankly, you know, men been saying this shit for years. Hell, I've been saying this shit for years prior to Kevin Samuels even showing up on the scene, but, you know, women just chose not to listen. But all of a sudden, he done cut into you the way y'all didn't like it. Now everybody's starting to listen, and the conversation starting to need to be had. So just because the man is dead and gone, don't mean the conversation ain't going to continue. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be the next Kevin Samuels, because I'm going to be Andre, the most authentic motherfucker that people know me to be.
Hit it with the claps on that, son.
You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's just how I am. So we're going to have this discussion with the fellas, Brother Darkness, Dub and the Bear, you know, get their insight on that.
Yes, sir.
And
it sounded like nigga Dre was saying he about to pick up the mantle like Batman. Nigga about to put the cow hood on and shit.
No, I ain't picking up no mantle shit.
Like, I'm taking over from here on out, nigga.
I'm only going to be my authentic self. Now, if some shit come off and you ain't going to like it, that is me being authentically me.
Right.
And only those who close to me know how the true authenticity in the words that I speak. So, you know, this is what it is. So, you know, I open the table up to my fellas, you know, to get their insight on how they feel about what's been the rhetoric that's been going on the last week and a half.
Hey, this nigga Dre came in and said, man, I don't care if Batman is dead, nigga. Black Wing or Dark Wing, whatever that nigga Robin turned into, that's what he about to be, nigga, and carry the legacy, nigga.
Fuck that shit.
Stinky, funky, smell hella bad. It's all the same.
It's all the same, nigga.
All the same.
Hell yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like the ones that was the first to speak out and basically trying to clap because that nigga passed and shit. Them the ones that was butthurt the most.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Them was the ones that y'all must be them hoes that he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Basically.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Long story short and shit. So the ones that really understood where he was coming from wasn't saying that kind of shit. But the ones that was butthurt, them broke ass, not bringing shit to the table assholes, yeah, them was the ones that was the first ones to speak out.
Hey, the long and the short from Dark, they called him.
Hell yeah.
Shit, facts.
Right. If you got a problem with something that somebody say to somebody else about a certain situation, it'll affect you that much to you just like, I wish death on this nigga for saying that shit. It applied to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It applied to you. So he was talking about a whole lot of them women that's mad.
That nigga hit a nerve, something scandalous.
You got women, your wife, Michelle, they send me funny ass videos of this nigga dogging chicks, and I be like, damn.
But you notice they'll be sending you clips.
These my sisters sending me this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, and they all married and shit, and he dogging these bras out. I'm like, hey, and I see y'all happily married, or happily in relationships doing what you do. So it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the whole level of uninformed individuals out here who basing their opinion over somebody over a clip instead of really doing the due diligence. You know what I'm saying? To don't be like that, Joy, because you're part of this conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but to add to it though,
You got an
Joe,
open mic if you ever want to come
right.
sit in.
what it goes to too though is that just that, like we talked about on the ladies podcast. Shout out to the ladies as well.
Right.
Ladies got done.
Let them be women. Right. We can't say.
Right. I can get the claps for the letters for let them be women. It's really let us.
Because
be
they
women.
damn sure ain't no women up in this motherfucker right now. Best believe that shit.
But
Well, on the mic.
Joy, we ain't talking about your masculine energy. We talking about Dre and the fella's masculine energy.
Right now.
but
It's a whole lot of testosterone in this bitch right now.
But it goes back to like we were saying on their show. It's about did it fit? I don't want to say did the draws fit, but did the energy fit for you for
They
that?
had to.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what and not really wanting to.
Are they sitting right?
Are they sitting right? Are they up in there? Or you need somebody to pull them out? That's a whole nother episode. But
Right.
But it basically breaks down to, like we were saying, like not wanting to admit your own faults. Like I said, it's okay to be a 6. Just know you can be the best 6 you can be. Don't just say that I'm a 10, but you're really a 5. You know what I mean? Just because that's the way you feel. That's cool. You should have that confidence to be who you are. But at the same time, don't fucking lie to yourself either.
Man, it's okay to be. It's okay to be a 1 and act like a 5.
But
Exactly,
I
nigga.
think I just want to break down he worded stuff different. And most people I talk to, name the women, I try to simplify it for him. Because basically all he was really trying to tell our black women out here is like 80% of black women want the top 8 to 10% of black men.
But not willing to do what it takes to get those 10,
Right.
top 8 to 10%.
And then when he's talking to these men who makes this money, and the men are telling him, why, if I'm making $250,000 a year and I can have any woman I want, why am I going to find a woman in the hood with 3 kids when I can get a
With 3 baby
25-year-old woman and have my own legacy myself?
Stop it.
That's what the whole gist of what he was saying. And then he was saying, you eliminating the whole dating scene with 50% of the other men because they not making a certain amount of money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now I talk to women like I'm a 10, and I'm looking at you in my face like, okay, this is to be realistic. You probably more like a 6, 6.5, 6 3/4. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? None of us is like, it ain't too many perfect 10s, man. I'm just being honest.
They're calling that bitch pie.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
3.14.
and it's like, that's the one thing he said. He was like, women deal in feelings. Most people deal in facts. Women deal in feelings. Well, I feel like, in reality, it ain't how you feel.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? Because, even his I forgot his whole level, what a high value man was. To a degree, if you making an X amount of money, you know what I'm saying, you got to be able to do what you need to do. And a lot of women feels like, if you only coming to the table with some pussy, and some pussy,
That's what it is.
and you realize a motherfucker is on his own shit, and that's not gonna cut it with him. Then all of a sudden he gay. His mama didn't raise him right. Mm-hmm. So you want to find everything wrong with the motherfucker because he ain't enticed. Because you got left with some pussy because you ain't bringing shit the fuck else.
Exhibit A.
Nigga said
Joy, you say whatever the fuck.
Exhibit
Because
A.
I wish, and I'm gonna let y'all. I'm sorry.
No,
It's
I'm
the
just
homie
saying-
Joy.
No, I'm just saying I'm Exhibit A.
Hey, here go your headphones.
Yeah, this.
I wish,
I'm Exhibit A.
I wish more
Right.
women would understand that the value of pussy is nice, but it ain't valuable. You ain't out here with no Lucky Charm pussy or no unicorn pussy, because once he got it, he already had it.
It's all the same.
There it is.
I mean, what it
And
do,
if
though?
that's the only thing that you have to offer, the one thing that all women that were born women have in common is we got pussy. So at this point, the only thing that you just told this man that you have to offer is I can be just like everybody else that was a woman. So those are our options, for real, for real. I have a young son that I'm raising. I don't want this man thinking that the only thing, every man don't want a maid.
Right.
Every man don't want a housekeeper.
Right.
Every man don't need a chef, because some of the best chefs are men.
Our men.
Even though, shout out to women, we do cook well.
For sure.
But if those are the only tangible gifts that are you understanding? Are you empathetic? Are you patient? Are you supportive?
Are you
Are you
supportive? Hell
quiet
yeah.
from time to time? Just like how you want somebody to understand your feelings, men have feelings too.
Right.
If the only thing that you can offer is 15 minutes of sticking a dick in a hole and you doing what you got to do, but other than that, you're a headache. You don't listen. You always argumentative. You always yelling. You don't understand how to take a back seat. You don't understand how to sacrifice time, because if you want an ambitious man, understand ambition means I'm working hard. I got to sacrifice something.
And everything you saying.
Hit her with the claps on
No.
Right, please.
I'm sorry I had to say something. I'm not, and this is not women bashing. I cannot stand that term anymore. These are facts. I've only heard one full Kevin Samuel thing, but I don't have anything for or against him. Is his delivery a little brash? Sure, but if you called in to get it, you called in to get it.
That's what I'm saying.
You
That's
asked
all I'm
for
saying.
it.
That's it.
Yeah, but even with his delivery,
They call him. He didn't come to your house.
To be on his video.
Right.
For his pod. You know,
Did not come
a
to your
woman
house.
asked him, she's like, well, why are you so, the way you talk to women? And he said what I said probably 10 years ago. He's like, men have been saying this to women for years, and women chose not to listen. So the fact that he came in and took a different approach, he said, if y'all would listen when men were saying it for years, then I wouldn't have had to say it the way I had to say it for it to register.
But why ask a question if you don't want the answer?
Because they don't, half the time they don't want the answer. Because you got people like that Ace Metaphor dude, Darren Jackson, telling them you the queens of the motherland.
These old simp
You-
ass
you
suckers,
walk-
Darren Jackson
man.
knew that cheated on his
Yeah,
wife and had her on
you-
live with a bonnet on,
You
looking
walk,
stupid.
you walk the soul of the earth as
Sucker
the
ass niggas, man.
entity of glory and some shit like that, and then motherfuckers feel like y'all can do no wrong and don't own your shit.
I can say, and Brown here can probably attest to it, that most of the people that I talk to on a daily basis are women.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
They're my sisters. I talk to them all day, every day. I talk to them more than I talk to my brothers.
Shout out to Family Conversations,
So when
the black community.
So when I talk to women, if it's like I'm getting to know them, I talk to them the same way because I want them to be the same kind of comfort. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain people you get. Not everybody is a sexual relationship with you friends. I have a whole lot, a fuckload of female friends, and there's nothing sexual. Never has been. Some.
Not all.
It's always gonna be some.
Right.
Hey, nigga, I was gonna say,
Slip that caveat in there real
say,
quick.
nigga, like, you the smooth talk your way to some draws a few times, nigga. I ain't gonna put all your business out there, but nigga, shit.
Some started out, but some started out that way, but they didn't continue that way, and it ended up being like, we better doing it this way instead of that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of cool. Some revisit it, but
Right.
I just want to appreciate Joy for giving me my first drop of the podcast. We all don't need the WAP. We don't need the WAP. We don't care about the bitches
You know what
WAP.
kind of tricks it do.
But every woman thinks that they got the best. We all should.
Yeah, we don't care about the WAP.
But what
You
else
gotta
do you
bring
have
more
to
than the
offer
WAP.
than that?
It's a
You
comfort
know,
thing.
shit.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
got a job? You got a job.
I don't know. I can,
You know.
Okay, you know what?
you can have a rich chick that lives a totally dirty life.
Right.
Right.
I've come across that.
That's right. I don't care about the WAP if you ain't got no
A whole lot of
job.
money, got a whole lot of car, got all of this shit, and do this shit, but house nasty, and she has a very unhealthy lifestyle.
And see,
And the pussy's not good.
every dude don't like the same thing. So what worked in one relationship ain't gonna work in the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the only value, if one of the first things that you say as a female is, well, I got this wet ass, I got the box, and I cook and I clean. Well, congratulations, ma'am. Congratulations. Congratulations.
My conversation cuts off. My conversation cuts off at that when you first meet somebody and be like, yeah, so you get into like, what do you do for a living, that kind of thing. And the first thing is like a focus on money.
Okay.
They be like, yeah, you must make good money. And you be like, it's all right.
Expound on that.
But-
What do you
but
mean?
So what he means is that nigga's rich, right?
What do you do for a
And then
living?
outside of that nigga rich, that nigga just gets hoes to just be like, hey, so
And it's
you want
like,
to spend some money on me?
Yeah.
Okay. So when a woman asks that question, is that what y'all instinctively assume that's what she means?
See, this is the thing. I can go out for a
Thank you
night
much,
for
thank you
myself
Okay.
and spend $100 on me.
Okay.
On food, drinks, chilling, doing what I'm doing.
Having a great time.
And say I'm sitting at a bar and I'm ordering
Frontier whiskey.
drink that's like a $25 drink.
Okay.
Because I want to have this $25 drink at this bar. And you see, and of course somebody's gonna look at me and be like, oh, he buying that for himself. Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
What's going on? I'll buy you one. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Just being on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you go out on some bullshit.
Facts.
So you be on some bullshit and be like, all right, then I'm gonna buy her the same thing. So it's like from that point on, she thinks because I spent over or a lot. on
Okay.
something,
Okay.
Now
Nah, I
I'm gonna
need
do it all
some
the
ice.
time.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No,
okay.
that's just
That's a
yeah, that's
Have- okay.
have some though.
You help me have a better
You know what I'm saying?
understanding. Yeah.
But you know what? That
It
just
is annoying as fuck though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I would rather have the cheapest date on earth and have the greatest conversation
Fact.
with
Okay.
somebody.
And
And
actually,
having the stress of, shit, this motherfucker gonna cost me like $200.
Hey, shit, man. If I
That's
was
fair.
single, I would have tears, man. Like, first date might be like whatever. Red Lobster, Applebee's, some bullshit.
Don't
The
you
ne-
ever
the-
take nobody to no Crapplebee's. That's
Hey,
just,
Shit, I just
next
take a
date
motherfucker
might be
fishing.
higher. That's why, hey,
that's fun.
I say,
Yeah.
hey,
I do other shit.
I'm
Like,
thankful
what I'm
I ain't
saying? Let's
single
go-
right now.
You got a
I don't
bike?
know what the
Get a
fuck
bike.
I'd be
Let's go for a bike ride or something, man.
Go
Now
back
that's
to,
dope. That is dope.
should go back to water and chop it up.
That's
You know what I'm
dope.
saying?
But you know that actually transitions into the financial
Somebody that would
aspect
appreciate that shit. though.
of this dating
You know what I'm
market.
saying? A lot of women ain't gonna appreciate
the thing is
come go fishing with me and just sit with me and talk to
The
me.
thing
You know what I'm
is-
saying?
is-
A lot of women ain't gonna
The
appreciate
thing
it. Some women
is,
might.
is
I ain't
can
gonna say
I
a lot.
enjoy my time when I'm around you aside from the bullshit?
Okay.
Right.
Like, can I strip down and just be on some, we just sitting together and doing something, having a conversation, talking, that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
So that stuff does really matter to y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Like,
shit,
can
I
I
don't.
enjoy spending my time with you. And then if it's just a certain kind of situation, this is a certain kind of situation. Like, I'll call you on Friday at 2:30 a.m.
I move that to
Shit, that's
the.
Saturday.
When you move to the finances of a situation, you know, you gotta address the elephant in the room because we ain't getting no younger. And, you know, retirement is way closer than we all appear.
Hey,
And if
hey.
you ain't, what you need?
Hold on real quick. I want to sum
Hey,
up
but
what
this
he
man
was
with
saying.
benefits is hitting hard right now.
Hold
It's
on,
like,
hold
he got
on.
benefits.
Hold on. I wanna
Like me, is he a veteran and shit? Nigga,
Hold on. I wanna-
Yeah, but you'll see what you.
Shit, yeah.
Listen.
At least he got something.
For all the dummies out there that's listening, I want to sum up what my brother just said here, in case y'all motherfuckers can't understand. What he was really saying is, he want to be having the moment where, like in Boys in the Hood, where Ricky come in mad as fuck and start swinging because he mad at
That's
the
not
fucking
Ricky,
world.
that's Trey.
Not Ricky, that's Trey.
My bad, that's Trey. Thank you.
Ricky the one that got shot.
The one that got shot. My bad. Thank you.
Scratching off scratch-off tickets and made a left when he should have went right.
Right, dumbass.
Buying a
But
scratch-off ticket.
when Trey sitting there swinging, and all she did was just sat there and just hugged his ass at the end and shit, we want that. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
That's what he's saying. Look, come in. I'm gonna be mad at the fucking world. Don't ask me shit. Just understand I'm having a fucking moment. And just comfort me and be there for it. Don't just be, well, what's wrong? What happened? And all this other extra shit. That's just to sum up kind of what he was saying.
Okay.
In layman's terms, for the dummies out there that's listening. And
Did
shit.
y'all ever see this episode of Blackish where it was Marla Gibbs?
Never watched that show.
I've never watched it
It
either.
was pretty good.
Hey, real
It's a-
talk. That's a dog ass
It's
show.
a dog
You gotta
show.
Watch that shit.
It's on Hulu because they did cancel it, but what made me understand the value and the importance of why a black woman in a household, if you know your role, you can make that household be the center of peace in a world of calamity. They were arguing about fixing a plate.
Add a rock drop to the when you know your role.
Right.
We gonna need that.
But Marla Gibbs was giving the example of why she used to make their dad's plate because Rainbow and what was his name, Dre, they were arguing about that. And I didn't understand how important it was because my grandmother always taught me that, and so did my mom, and we all do that. But what she said was, I would watch this man leave my house, go out into a world that don't appreciate him, do his best at a job, not get the same accolades that his white counterparts would get. Just to come back home.
Stop it.
The least I can do is make him feel wanted,
And welcome.
welcomed,
Stop
and
it.
appreciated in his own house. So I would make that man a plate.
yeah.
It wasn't because I was subservient
Hit
to
him with
him,
the claps
but it
on.
was one of those things where I can be
Hey,
appreciated.
you talking feminine energy. A nigga about
And
to cry in
so-
this bitch.
For me, those simple gestures, it's not a role of obedience. Just submissiveness does not mean obedience. It just means I trust your judgment enough where I know the decision that you make, you understand it impacts both of our lives, and you make good enough decisions where I can trust you with my life. That's what submissiveness means. It does not mean I obey you.
Okay, can I say something real quick? To
Shout out to the non-selfish women out here in the world because it ain't that many.
It ain't that many.
Remember, Lance, when we was at your
shit,
old
Lance.
boss house, and
And she went government. Shit. I need to be Dub on here.
Dub, oh my gosh, Dub, I'm sorry, babe. Dub, when we went to your boss house and I made your plate, and the women was like, "Oh, you do that?"
Right.
And their husband was, Lance was sitting there, and they was like, "Oh man, damn Dub, we don't." Oh, y'all do that?
Damn,
And I was just
damn,
like,
Dub.
okay, well, I make his plate for him. Like we do that for each other.
Now, mind you, these is all WHITE folks. So they might not even be used to that type of rhetoric.
They're not
even
used
in
to
the first
that.
place.
Shit, they should be used to everybody making their plates. They never had to do it for themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
But at the same time, when I made their plate, their men looked like, well, damn. Their men was like, well, damn, you won't make my plate. And Lance was just sitting there, and he was like, I thank you.
Well, black culture, we know how to make a house
But that's
a home.
what that goes to what Joy was saying. They don't go through the shit that we go
Exactly.
through. And like literally everything she said, like I felt like in my job, like it's people that I got passed over for promotions and management where I knew I was more qualified than them, but they was white.
Man,
I had to wait till I got a
speak
degree
on it.
in my field to even get accepted to move up
Say
into
that
the
again.
position. Not in management,
Just
just
in
to
the
get a role in
position.
IT, I had to get a degree.
He gonna be networking
Man,
on
look.
Tuesday.
Say that again.
Check
Right.
this out.
Brothers got to
So,
rise up above the
feel all
white
that.
hypocrisy.
Shout out to all the brothers out there that's doing their thing because
Sure.
unfortunately you get overlooked, and then when we have to be the top tier of everything to get the same credit as mediocre white folks.
Damn
Man,
straight.
this shit done broke, man. I gotta fix this shit. Hold on.
I don't know what everybody
Come on, Bear.
else's family background is, but I hope y'all parents been married for a long time. My parents was married for like 54 years.
Oh, that's what's up.
Your mom and pops a clap.
Recently,
Sure.
My parents been divorced about 2 years.
I had a conversation with my mother about why, about like my pops. And I asked her a lot of questions about why she did a lot of shit. And she was like, why the fuck would I do anything else?
Wow,
You know what I'm saying?
that's dope.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my husband. At the end of the day, we go home together.
Right.
So whatever happened, we go home together. You know what I'm saying?
See, ladies,
mean,
that's
that-
what a real relationship and a marriage is all about.
Well, some people want weddings but don't want marriages.
Damn straight.
Exactly.
Yeah, some people want the
Get me like this extravagant ring. I'm like, I don't want that. I want a marriage.
they want the
mean,
title but
like-
don't want to put the work in.
Like me, I've never been married, but if I get married, I'm getting married one time.
Facts.
I'm never, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing a divorce.
Hey.
We can be roommates for the rest of our lives.
I gotta stand up in somebody's wedding, man. So
But-
shit, man. It's down to this nigga.
said what happened?
Right. Somebody gotta get married in this month.
I said if I get married, man, the earth probably gonna tilt on his axis.
A groomsman.
So bad, dog. Like I just want to be drunk in somebody's
He wants to be a
wedding party.
You
dog.
wasn't a groomsman? Oh, you wasn't a groomsman.
Hey,
No,
we had fun
yeah.
at your wedding, though. We had fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah, we did.
Well, you know it's only 2 left of us in the sister circle, and you ain't invited to the other.
See what I'm saying?
Hey man, I'm gonna get married, man. Everybody gonna wear a onesie.
one that's single.
Everybody wearing a onesie to my wedding, man. My shit gonna be epic. Everybody gonna be in a onesie in that bitch. That shit gonna be epic.
What do onesies mean to you?
It don't mean shit. We just chilling. We just gonna get married, have a good time. We just in a onesie, man. Everybody warm and fuzzy all on the inside. Some cause of onesie and some cause of alcohol.
I asked a question because I actually seen this post. His palm on
Is it a Kevin Samuels topic?
No, you can't take this money.
What's the topic?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all, we didn't get to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, we was talking about that while y'all was gone.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's still ongoing.
So I seen this post where it was a woman that was getting married to a man who was previously married to someone else, but the woman had passed away. But the 17-year-old son wanted to do a PowerPoint presentation and present it at the reception. How do you feel about that?
A PowerPoint presentation about what?
About what having his mother.
Like a tribute to his
a
mother,
tribute to
basically.
his mother.
No,
that
why
would
the
make
fuck
absolutely no
that
sense.
makes no sense because it's a union of one. Why do I need to just represent my mother?
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
what I
so
see.
he
Do that on Mother's Day.
He was very adamant about that. He was very adamant about it, and the
Well, first of all,
the
you're not
girl-
paying taxes for real. So if you ain't paying nothing on this wedding, if you ain't paying no taxes, you really ain't got no W-2s. You can step the W the fuck back.
Shit, was they black or white? Let's ask that question.
No, it was black.
Oh, okay, let's start there. Let's ask that question. Shit, was they black or white? Man.
Hey,
You know,
okay,
you know
okay.
what they are, man.
But yeah.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Yeah, I'm back.
But okay, go ahead with the Kevin Samuels.
No, I want to hear Superstar over here. I want to hear her Kevin Samuels insight.
Talk about you.
You, Kiana, you.
Even though
Pass
my
the
man
What
was
exactly
rude.
were you guys talking about when
We're
it
just
pertains
talking about in
to
general.
Kevin Samuels?
We was talking about in general with the fact that a lot of women were celebrating the fact that he passed away.
So
And
that shit is wrong. That shit is wrong for sure. You should not be celebrating the demise of someone else, no matter how you felt about them. That shows character within you, and for all of the women Vivica Fox included, it shows how just trash of a character.
Man, Vivica
Oh,
she
Stoneface.
is.
real though.
Hey, she's
Oh.
such a fucking hood rat dog. It's not even
Oh.
funny, man. She's such a
Vivica
hood
Fox could
rat.
have been kept that shit.
She's
She
such
was
a hood
talking
rat
about, you know what I'm
boy.
saying?
Ooh-wee.
She could have kept that shit. You
her plastic surgery.
know what I'm saying? She really could have kept that
I don't
shit.
know
But
why
I
she
think
had that
that
plastic
Kevin
surgery.
Samuels is
Shit.
very complex. So I'm gonna need y'all to direct me and like exactly what were you talking about when it pertains to
Okay,
Kevin
I was basically
Samuels.
breaking down in my term of what Kevin Samuels was talking about. Kevin Samuels' whole premise was basically 80% of women want the top 10% of men.
Right.
Then on top of that, the men that the women want, he deals with these men on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
These men tells him that because if a man is making between $100, $200, $300,000 a year, and I can have any woman on the planet that I want,
Mm-hmm.
the odds of me going to the city of Detroit, find a mother of three, when I can have a 25-year-old and make my own legacy. And that's what he was trying to explain
Right.
to women. And then women would say, and like he said, men get judged every day. Whether it's if we go to work, whether it's the clothes we wear, whether it's the car we drive, whether we do the things we do. Men have been getting judged every day, all day. And as God knows, if you start from Monday at probably about 9 a.m., probably to about Monday at like 4 p.m., most shows, men are getting judged every single day.
There's a certain term that's called toxic masculinity that I still have so much of a problem
Okay,
with.
so what do you have to say about toxic masculinity?
It's like it's wrong to be a man.
It's wrong to be a man. Did you get that from Kevin Samuels or did you get that
I'm just
from
saying, like,
society?
Is it wrong just for me to be a man?
So that what is your definition of a man?
Right.
Just is it wrong to be me? I'm a man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I
But
can't-
Dre is a man
Yeah, he is.
physically.
But he's the man that he is, and he's the man that he is, and he's the man that he is.
Right.
and
So
I'm the
what's
man
your
that I am.
kind of man?
But my thing is, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand the term.
Okay.
When people say like, is you know, is you know, what I'm saying? I know some.
I'm not a man.
So
I'm not asking you directly. I'm just saying.
so basically, Key,
I'm just you know, I'm just like popping the cloud. I'm not saying.
so basically, Key, what he's saying is like it's more or less asking a broader question of what is a man.
What is it like? What?
So from a woman's perspective, what is a man?
I'm sorry, not as a man. Not what is a man. What is the toxicity
What
of
do you
masculinity?
think toxic
like
masculinity?
if you get a masculine man, what makes him
definition
toxic?
for? What do you think it? What? How do you feel? You know, man, I don't understand it
question.
because I really don't get it. When
So
people
I
are
think
like,
it's
oh,
good that me and Joy tag team this because we're two different women. All right. So I'm a woman who's been with the same man for 21 years and who's been married for 14 years. And she's a woman who's been single most of her life.
I'm a woman that can't keep a man.
Shut the fuck up.
Shout out to the married couples.
Y'all niggas,
All right.
Right.
y'all niggas
Okay. So to me, what toxic masculinity would be is if a man were living too much in his masculine energy and wanting to be super controlling over his spouse, not understanding that both of them came here with a purpose, but him only wanting to see what he wants to be done in their relationship and in life. That's toxic, controlling masculinity.
It has nothing to do with masculinity though, because a woman can do the same thing.
A woman could do the same thing, but if we, like our last episode on Let Us Be Women, if we're talking about masculine energies and feminine energies,
Right,
masculine energy
Plug
is
that.
derived
Let
from
them
doing.
be women. You know, we can't say we can't.
Okay,
Say let us, you know.
feminine energy is derived from being. So if you're always doing and trying to control and trying to be, or in trying to control and trying to get things done, that's masculine energy. So if you're living a lot in your masculine energy and you are suppressing your female's feminine energy, that's toxic.
See, I see where darkness is coming from with that, because I feel I feel like that's a different topic. Like I feel like that's gender roles.
Let me make it
because-
plain. And I didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
Can we just do? Can we make
Yeah,
this
go
a
ahead.
topic and do it on your show?
Yeah.
Instead of taking Dre's show.
That's fair.
Oh no,
I
that's gonna be
apologize.
universal because that's a whole other.
But-
I came with a whole other topic just for that.
To answer the question that you asked, because mine is going to be very direct. When I hear the word toxic or the phrase toxic masculinity, the first thing that comes to my mind is it's obvious that you're a man, but some men, and I feel like y'all can agree, are so overtly manly to the point they feel like they can touch on you
Just mannish.
and say things to you in inappropriate fashions as if I
see,
owe you something.
I feel
I
like
just
I
wanna
feel like that's
interject.
gender
That don't mean
roles.
you're a man.
Yeah, I just want to interject that
I feel like
means
that's gender roles.
like it's obvious that you are a male
'Cause, like,
because
our-
all
our-
male are not men and all females are not women.
I understand that, but exactly what
Talk
she
to
just
the mic.
said and going to that
Right.
is that come from the house.
I agree.
We agree.
Right.
So look,
But
so
that's
look,
when
We
you
agree.
ask the question, when I hear that, that's what people are referring to. It doesn't mean that you don't have the right to express your feelings as a man and now how your tone sounds. Some people are just have baby ears and too sensitive to understand.
some
it.
Hey, hold on.
Him, and him.
Uh-huh.
We all grew 20 years. We all came up like 20 years.
Right?
We all, 20 years together.
Been that long.
Watch kids being
Hell
born.
Yeah.
21 years.
Yeah.
Been that long. Hell
Right.
yeah.
You heard the phrase
yeah.
boys will be boys, right?
And it's not even that the boys would be boys because
Hey,
anybody
hey.
can do anything. Me and my sister, we was like twins till we went to high school. And then she separated and, I started doing my thing.
Right.
But she did the same shit. Like we fell off a bike, scraped each other up, dug holes, did everything.
Which
So it wasn't like, that's my sister,
Right,
so I
right.
got to protect her.
I feel like
from birth, it was just like, I got to protect her.
I feel like it's
But
generational.
She's not
man.
weak.
right.
Like this is some
generational.
shit that our generation has to deal with because
hey,
like
hey,
our grandparents
And
like
I'm about to add to that when you
like
go with that.
like my grandmother shut the fuck up and stayed the fuck in the kitchen. That's what they were used to in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. The
I'm
women
about to
didn't
expand
do
on that.
that. They didn't have a ton of voice. That's just women can only vote since what? I don't know. The 30s,
And
the
have their
40s,
own
the
bank
50s?
accounts.
You talking about white women or black women?
Women,
Shoot,
period.
women in general.
Because black women still couldn't vote when women
Say
were
it
able
true.
to vote.
Say it
Black
true.
women
Say it
couldn't
true.
vote until the 60s.
So,
Absolutely. And
like,
black women didn't get their own bank accounts
hey.
until the 60s.
Right. So it's like our grandmothers shut the fuck up, stayed the fuck in the kitchen, had the babies, and cooked, and that was it. That's what they was used to. Our generation is transitioning in between. That shit that worked in the 50s don't work for us now.
But you're
So
right.
we have to
Yeah.
transition
check
to
it,
what
check
it
it.
is.
Married for 54 years, so it's like a lot of the times when me and my mother had like a real conversation, and I asked her, was like, why did you do, why
Right.
did you do, why did you do, and she told me that answer. It's like, well, that's just what it is.
Yeah. And it's like
look,
a one person
she wasn't-
income worked back
She
then.
wasn't being subservient because
so
when
check
I
it,
was
check
like
it.
10, my mother went to school and got a whole degree.
Because she
Instead of
probably
teaching
had
school,
to at that
and
point.
she was a nurse before.
Right.
So it wasn't never like she, it was that kind of thing.
Right. And that's how my parents
like
was.
I did. He was a
Yeah.
minister. So it was like from my life.
And shit, my mama been a nurse since she was 15 years old. That's what she knew.
But
and
when
then
my
my
mother
dad
came
worked.
home, she made sure everybody eat.
Hey,
And
look,
right now, if you go to my mother's house and walk
And
in
that
the
shit's a
door,
lot on a
she
woman.
gonna ask
That
me,
shit's a
look,
lot on a woman.
look, I
To have
made
to go
some
work
food.
all day long and then come
what
home and cook and shit too. Yeah, that's a lot on a woman. That's a lot on a woman. I give her that.
Listen, that shit is a lot.
And that's just
Hey,
the way.
hey,
that's
look,
just the way
look.
it came. You know what I'm saying? Like this, what
We
What
understand.
it is.
Hey, hold on,
From like
hold
your
on.
grandmother to your mother, like this, what you do.
But to your point,
I'm about to expand on all of that.
Go ahead.
Talk about the generational and everything. So I got questions for the women here, and it's 2-part question. I just need yes or no's. So is Ward Cleaver the character and how Ward Cleaver was from the 50s? So we touched on generational.
Leave it to Beaver, nigga.
Leave it to Beaver.
You went all the way back to leave it to
Going to my
Beaver.
3 sons.
Right, but dig it. People,
Nick at night.
Hey,
Waltons and shit.
Peep where I'm going though. Peep where I'm going. Even with the Waltons and shit. Was
the pearls from
listen. Was Ward Cleaver and was his masculinity toxic?
Compared
so
to Jackie
I don't
Gleason
remember
on the
watching
Honeymooners.
these shows.
No. But my point is this: like he just said, from back in them days, he went to work, he did his thing, he came home, read his paper. June shut the fuck up. She made his dinner, took care of the household, did all his things.
So listen,
Hold on, Key. And if June got out of line, he
I
basically
say I never
said something,
digested a
looked up
full
and was like,
episode
what
of
the
Leave It
fuck?
to Beaver.
And it was like whatever. But I'm just saying because that's the time period. That's what I'm getting at, like you just said with your grandma.
Right.
And also to add to that, was James Evans toxic in his masculinity?
James was not toxic.
James, in my opinion, James was not toxic.
Florida was toxic.
Florida was toxic.
That's a whole nother issue.
I'm glad you said that because I felt the same way.
That's a whole nother.
Florida was toxic.
Because she coddled the children.
Everybody from getting success.
But wait.
You know what? You're right.
And then once she had a millionaire dude that moved to California, she bounced.
But
Yeah.
Right.
Tiana, 'cause I want your input on that. When I say,
You're right.
you know what I mean? When I'm giving the two
Right.
examples of what's
Yeah.
perceived of, because one's a black
gotta
man,
watch Good
one's a
Time.
white man. both of them are married. Both of them, talk to their wives or do things a certain way. What's looked at as toxic
I
masculinity.
don't look at James Evans being toxic because he ran his
was
house. He
never
disciplined his
toxic.
children.
Right.
He
The man
took
was
care of
tired. He
stuff.
worked 3 jobs.
At the end of the day, he had an ugly ass older son had his name, and he knew he was more attractive than his junior.
For real. Okay.
So I had to look at this ugly ass nigga every day.
But look at him. He was so proud of Michael, though.
He was, because Michael was
He
going
was
somewhere.
so proud of Michael.
What was
proud of
JJ doing besides having big
was
gums
so-
and big teeth?
He was stupid.
And painting pictures, but my point
was
is,
just
you
his
could look at one and say, oh, one is pretty toxic in the way he fucking talked to his kids, talk to his wife,
Cleaver
back
people
talk,
was
all this other
worse
shit.
To me because James never disrespected Florida, but he just let her know I am the man of this house. I run the house.
Aha.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so
Wait. I'm gonna let you get in on that, Key. But here's the thing. And see, I'm an old ass nigga, but you gotta watch.
You ain't that old.
Oh, I'm an old ass nigga. When I tell you this,
he means that he's like old in thought,
Nigga,
When
I'm
you-
older than you.
No, he
but
ain't.
old in thoughts.
But here's the thing: if you had watched where James and where James and Florida came from on Maud, James was a whole ass. You would have had a whole different perspective on James and be like, that nigga's disrespectful as hell. He
the
talked all
youngest,
kind of shit
and then-
to Florida.
not the youngest.
But
He's
my point
he's
is,
the youngest.
my point is, when you look at it that way,
I'm the oldest
You-
out of all my girlfriends.
old ass nigga. But my point is,
I'm seeing-
that's
I'm the
what's
oldest
what's perceived as toxic when it's black men versus when
But there's a giant difference
You
between
know what I
not
mean?
liking the tone of your voice and calling you toxic.
Right.
Some men are just loud.
right.
They're not trying to be aggressive. And just because somebody says something that you don't like or don't agree with, don't mean that they are aggressive, and it
Right.
does not mean that they're bullying you.
Right.
I wish people stop saying that shit.
Right.
I've seen real life bullying.
I agree.
Now,
I'm loud.
toxic to me, it means you're a danger and a threat.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't feel threatened, if you are not in danger, because I will say this, as a woman, I have stood in bars before. I'll go all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't no big deal for me.
Right.
All of a sudden, a dude want to walk up to me and put his hand in one of the most, like the small of the back. That is an intimate area zone. The fact that you're doing that and you want to be all up in my ear, you ain't asked me for my name yet. You ain't even said how you doing, but you feel like you can just automatically put your hands on me.
That's toxic
That is a
masculinity.
problem, and that is toxic
Okay.
because you feel like you can do whatever
Hey,
the fuck you
girl.
want to do. 'cause
So
you
does
have
that-
everything.
What you
And I
drink?
agree
So
with
let's-
you.
What you drinking today, girl?
And do what I feel.
Yeah, and that's what
Now,
I
you
feel
being a
like
man,
that.
you having your opinions, you having your.
Does
Somebody
that
may not
still
like your
happen in
tone,
2022?
Yes,
Yes, it does.
Okay, so then that
Because I
could-
had to cuss people out because of that.
But that
Don't touch
transitions
me.
to
Somebody touched you in 2022?
We killing that nigga.
You ain't tell me?
I feel like you should have.
We gotta have.
I'm
this
gonna
nigga.
feel like
Right.
you need to guard your thoughts.
I ain't hear
Okay.
about that one.
say
Shit,
this.
we'll take that off.
21, but
Like we say in meetings at work. We'll talk about that offline.
Right.
I'll say this.
The fuck?
I'll say this. My dad was a minister, right? So he preached, and he
nigga
had
about to
like
go.
he had like a robust voice.
So you a PK.
Oh
And-
yeah,
yeah.
he a PK all
So
day.
when
All day.
All
so
day,
he
every
used to
day,
always
twice on
tell
Sunday.
me
Twice on Sundays you rebel.
about night. He used to tell me not being like.
You said what?
Not speaking.
Hey,
on
I'm
it
just
as,
sitting here.
like, a man's side of it.
let Dre take over his show.
But when I talk to like put some bass in your voice and say what you need to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people now, they be like, oh yeah, you seem upset. It's like, no, I'm cool. And they be like, no, the tone of your voice is like,
That's
you
hilarious
upset.
because We tell our men and our young boys speak with some
Mm-hmm.
authority.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they do it, it's like, you just sound so angry.
But that sounds like the white voice.
But see, that translates to,
No, just me saying, just me talking.
but that translates to relationships now because then it goes into the problem where people can't communicate because it's that who's the dominating force in a relationship when shit has to get done. Like you said, you got some people who understand the feminine dynamic. You got some motherfuckers who don't give a shit. You gonna hear what they got to say.
It's like
You know what I'm saying? Do what they do.
Handshake, man.
Yeah, but see, that's the
You see the dude with hand in his wrist all, you know what I'm saying? He
Limp
almost-
is shit on limp ass.
No
Limp
respect.
wrist ass.
No respect.
Ass niggas, man.
Why are you looking at me?
so we just gotta have that discussion. About the difference with modern relationships.
Hey Dre, this is what I want you to touch
And
on.
I kind
man.
of get it
I
with
want you-
women. It's like if a woman, if two women is in an elevator, and there's no compliment on anything, like I like your purse, I like your shoes, your hair is pretty.
Then they don't like each
kind of
other.
shit, Is never gonna happen, because that thing happened like immediately.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because that's
see
that's
somebody,
women
it's like
who are
10 seconds.
confident within themselves. That's two
know
women
if you
in
gonna
an
start a
elevator
conversation with 'em
who
or
are
not.
confident
Right,
within
right.
themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, Dre, I want you to
And
touch
that's the same
on.
thing with dudes, women. We do the same shit. Be like, hey, bro, I like that hat. You know what I'm saying? Be like,
Your
yeah.
shoes is fresh.
Because his hat
You know what I'm saying?
still ain't got shit
Ain't
on
got
you.
shit to do with nothing.
Hey,
But hey,
Dre.
look, he got some shit on.
He got some swag and you appreciate
Hey,
it.
bro, I like them shoes.
Hey,
man.
hey, hold on,
Exactly.
Paul.
You know what I'm saying? Good. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hold on, Darkness. This is what I want Dre to touch on. 'Cause this is gonna be a perfect kind of segue
I'm gonna
forward.
let Dre talk for
I want you to touch on how your father helped influence you on being the man that you are.
Which one?
Your stepfather.
Okay, well, we'll do it this.
Which one?
Because I think that kind of goes into. I'm talking about as far as the respect that I
Right.
have for the type of, because I know the type of man he is.
Right.
And how he brings to the table, what he brings to the
Right.
table. You know what I'm saying? To make you the man that you are.
Yeah. Well, from the beginning, when did my father? My biological father, when did he disappear? I think I was like 4, 5. So he was never around. Mm-hmm. It was really just me, my sister, my mother. But my mother was a hard-working woman. She always made me learn how to cook because she told me women of your generation ain't gonna cook. Shout out to all these bras out here who don't cook
She
for
was,
shit.
foresighting for real.
Wasted motherfuckers out here who don't cook for shit.
Hey, Sailor.
You owe me some chili too.
Hey, and the
I've been
bottom
feeding you
right
chili for
corner,
years.
You
You
know,
know what I'm saying?
that's a shout out to Drake because that brother there can cook, boy. I'm telling
Right.
Hell,
Yeah, this chili is the
So,
Okay, Dre on Chili Day. We need a whole event.
and your daddy can cook some pork chops.
yeah, that's what's up.
But that's what I'm saying. His pop's the man.
Yeah, so I think it was just me, my sister, my mother for some years, but you know, my mother taught me a lot of stuff. She ain't teaching me to be no feminine, sensitive motherfucker. I know that. My mother, my mother's a whole different breed. She's the only one in the world I actually feared. The only woman on this planet I ever feared in my life.
Mine as well.
The fear of my mama? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Shit, my kids fear me. You damn right they go
I
fear
think
me.
fear in your parents is a good thing, but
Yeah.
that's from a biblical sense, not from this old
Right.
cultural as psychiatric abusive.
Right.
Because I think she met my mother met my stepfather. I believe I was probably around the age of 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he showed me I learned how to do manly shit, shave, wash cars, maintain vehicles, present yourself a certain way, how to work hard. But my mother worked hard her whole life. He just expanded on what my mother already did. So I don't know. I think my mother died in 2007, August 15th, 2007. Okay. And
I didn't know that.
my biological father showed up October of 2007 on some random MySpace. Shout out to MySpace, the old school.
MySpace.
Shout out to MySpace. That's my age being shown.
Right.
Right. And
Did you show up on Black Planet,
Tom
nigga?
was your first friend.
yeah, I remember it vividly because somebody sent me a message I think you might be my older brother, and I was the fuck, some random shit. And she said his name, and I instantly got mad as hell because I was still 2 months out from losing my mother, and then I was angry because I ain't seen you since I was 4. And come to find out, he lived probably a mile and a half from my grandmother.
Ooh,
All these years, and he ain't never come he never did
He
it.
never came to see you or
And
nothing.
then
I would see why you.
I called my step pops on the way to the crib and told him that he showed back up. They eventually met, but I wasn't there when they met. But he taught me a lot about. I learned a lot. Like when my biological father died at 15, I wasn't really bothered by it. I was hurt to a degree.
You was Tupac.
No, I couldn't. When he died in
Because you ain't
2015.
really have a relationship with him.
Well, we
But that's
we
what Pac
connected for,
said.
we connected for 8 years, but we never had that
So wait a
talk.
minute, hold on. So the dad who made the pork chops, is that your stepdad?
No, that's my stepfather. He been there since I was
Okay.
8 or 9.
Okay.
So he basically raised me.
Okay.
So now if he go,
That's why.
Oh, it's
I
an
feel like
APB.
it's gonna be-
That's amazing.
I'm saying that now it's an APB. If he go, I'm a man.
hey, them some cold ass pork chops.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't ever experience.
So What?
Like when you tell it, and it's like that kind of thing.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that you. I didn't know
You know what
that.
I'm saying? It's nice to hear. Because I know I can never. Because
Right.
Got you.
Yeah, man.
But your dad do make some good ass pop. Listen, we always hang out with Dre more so for football season, like the Super Bowl, and he make his famous chili, which he owe me a batch, but it's okay. And
I like spicy chili too, Dre. Just so you
and
know.
his dad.
I put some
makes
red chili
his
flakes on the
famous pork
side.
chop. And I know we went in a recession, and then I had my seizure, so
Right.
you kind of owe me 2 batches of chili.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you together.
Yes.
chewing on that shit for a minute.
But you know,
Dre owed me 2 batches of chili, and his dad owed me 2 batches of pork chops.
This is Shayla, all about food. Go ahead, Dre.
I ain't mad at her because she at least she consistent.
She is consistent about this food.
Consistent, I am.
And it's so funny because actually Ryan was actually one that turned me on to Kevin Samuels. I didn't even know he was.
Okay.
Ryan turned me on to Kevin Samuels, and I listened to him in the beginning.
You know you said his government name.
Man, whatever. blame it on the bourbon.
Right.
My bad.
Okay.
Shout out to what's that? Frontier whiskey.
Frontier was.
Hey, whatever. But
all
We
that
had none of
shit.
that. We had Woodford and we have Bullet
Oh,
hey,
shit.
Bullet. Hey, it's all going down smooth
because
for me.
it's the month of
yeah.
May.
It's her birthday.
My birthday.
When
Go
your
ahead.
birthday?
Exactly.
May 30th.
Oh, that's what's up.
All right.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Barbecue.
Yeah.
We doing it?
If you barbecuing, let's go.
Hey, shit, wherever we do it at, I'm with it.
Yeah, so you know, it translates to that's why probably relationship wise, my low tolerance because I've been raised a certain way. I see a lot of things, I experience a lot of things. The way dating is now, I believe I'm so much of a old soul. Like women get mad at me when I tell them I refuse to wear pink. Like never in my life, I would never, ever. I get-
Mauve or pink?
I don't
But
give
is
a
it
fuck.
pink or is it mauve? Because mauve.
Breast cancer month, you wouldn't do
Okay.
You said what?
If it was breast cancer month,
If it's breast cancer month, I make a donation.
He said he's showing up in his masculine energy as
doing
the
it.
financial provider.
Hell no.
No, I never wear pink. Ain't nothing on this earth that.
You won't even get the pink towel.
If I was
Fucking
married and,
breast cancer month.
and they tried to bury me in pink, I'm gonna come back and haunt your ass.
I would never do that.
You're so ignorant, though. No,
I'm so dead ass serious.
I know you are. That's what's moving.
If you ask for whatever you ask for, I'm going to grant your wish. Like if you don't want to, don't do it.
Yeah, I done seen many people that ask for what they asked for and then get shit once they was
The
gone.
only reason I'm gonna wear pink because my mom's a survivor. But other than that, yeah, I ain't really no pink ass nigga. I've had shoes before that I'd be like, man, that's some dog ass shoes. And then when I see that it's pink, I'm like, man, I ain't fucking with it.
It's a purpose on why.
Yeah.
You set your
Yeah, my
mind.
father died of cancer.
Yeah.
My biological father died of cancer. That's not gonna make me wear pink.
That's fair.
But did he die of breast
breast
cancer though, my
cancer?
nigga?
He died of colon
But if
cancer.
it was your mom that died of cancer, would you do it?
If my mother died of cancer,
Breast cancer.
that's different.
Breast cancer in
But see,
specific.
that's what I'm saying. That's what he just said.
Yeah, but
so
that's-
I feel like if it was your mom, that
But I
would
still
be,
probably wear a pin or something. But I wouldn't.
But I'm not saying that you have to wear ours.
That nigga ain't gonna be Dapper Dan in the hot pink ass suit. nigga.
Okay, listen.
Salmon.
Listen.
Listen.
I want everybody to hear me loud and clear. Shelly, you know I ain't got nothing but love for you, right?
I said
There's no
something.
way in fuck.
I said something.
Hear me. There's no way in fuck
Telling you.
I'm wearing pink. I make all the donations in the world.
Not a cousin of
Wait,
pink.
He just told you what he told you.
Down in the
saying,
paint,
when I
nigga, in
said
the
something
paint.
of pink, I meant like a little button or something like
He
that.
said
In
what
the
he
You
paint,
would,
nigga,
you
in
would
the
put,
paint.
you would
No.
do something. You want to do
No,
that?
sir.
No.
No.
Not even a little ribbon.
I make a donation.
Let it go. Let it go.
Right.
That's what I deal with.
No,
Let it go.
This is why
You know what?
This is Shayla.
they love. Like,
Turn down your masculine energy.
But he made a comment.
Turn down your masculine energy.
I'm
Turn
about to
it
pay you the
down.
ultimate compliment. I'm about to pay you. If May Flowers was a person,
you did.
that would be you.
Yep.
Okay. That's
my
deep.
If May Flowers was a person,
That's
that would be
deep.
you.
I want to make sure I heard what I said.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, there's no way.
If I didn't hear something, I'm going to ask
I ain't mad at you. You
So,
ask me
what
anything
you
you want.
said, that's the only reason why I'm
Why he laughing so hard?
When you said that you wouldn't, I was on that. But when he said mama, you said.
But see, my mother died of heart trouble, so I was never put in that position where I had to make that decision. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
So it's no female around in my life other than
Let it go.
shit, my sister. But I don't still think I would do it then because as far as I know right now, she ain't got cancer. So
But when you said that, that was the only reason what made me question.
Oh,
ask another
nah, I
question.
just-
When you made that. When you made that.
Big fella.
You're not gonna make me
and
have
you
to pee.
said what you said. That was
Right.
the only reason what made me ask.
nah, you know, it's just
my
that just
man.
one of the little. I got my little what they call it.
go.
You got your ones that you stand on that you ain't gonna budge. Like the people ask you like what you want to do, what you gonna accept, what you ain't gonna accept. But everybody got certain things that they not gonna budge on.
Right.
No matter what.
That's fine. But you made a little.
That's like dating a woman that smoke. I stand on that.
Oh, yeah, see.
Smoke anything?
I would
He
say
said he do not.
Yeah.
Hey, do some
You can,
Alrighty then.
Hey, Dre.
Yeah.
So he said
What up, though?
anything.
You got 10 minutes
cigars,
on that
cigarettes.
All right.
He do not talk to anyone.
Throw your
who smokes,
rents,
period. I remember
sports,
that from the.
Well, I say you can have your standards because I have mine too.
Standards.
You better
are
have your
must.
standards.
Hey, so continuing on though, because we only got just a few more minutes, Dre. What's the next topic we gonna burn down?
Well, we're gonna do a quick topic on why Google don't ever update they Google Maps according to real world. And stop waiting 5 years to update their Google Maps.
Goddamn.
Let's end that shit on a light note.
This building was yellow.
Google.
laugh is hilarious.
Dude, they still had 696 closed for 2 years, and that bitch been open.
Hey,
Like, take the
Dude,
service
also
drive.
when you're on a road trip and Google alerts you that there is an accident or something in front of you, that accident been gone. Been gone.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody call Google and find out why the fuck they be
That's why
fucking up.
you use Waze.
That's why I try to fuck with Waze.
Waze only good when you trying to avoid the police.
But Google bought Waze too.
damn, did they
So
really?
now you fucked.
Shit, now you really.
Did they really? Ah, that's some bullshit. That's
Google
some
bought Waze?
shit.
They bought Waze.
Yeah, it's all fucked up.
Fuck.
But yeah, man, it's I hate Google because driving over here, I was like, I might take 696. The Telegraph, and it kept saying take 94. I'm like, no, because I know 696 is closed. About to take me through some bullshit. And I
But
did
that's
it
why you
anyway.
gotta trust your intellect over computer
I did.
intellect.
But even when you go on 696, it'd be like, yeah, go on the service drive. Motherfucker, I'm on the freeway. Why the fuck you telling me to go on the service drive?
Bitch, I'm on the freeway.
Hey, I fucking had Google do that shit to my ass and shit. They was like, yeah, get off right here. I got off on Lasser, off the motherfucking the lodge and shit.
He said
Then the
Lasser.
mother told me.
Correctly.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
I ain't no
I was
hood.
waiting.
I ain't no
He
hood
said it
booger
wrong.
ass
Oh,
nigga.
that Lasher versus Lasser shit.
Lasser.
Hey, but then the motherfucker told me to get right, but to fuck back on to Evergreen. I'm like, why the fuck did you make me get the fuck off the freeway in the first place?
In fairness, I live off Losser, so.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about mispronounced words.
Not
We don't want to go
Lasher.
there.
For the longest.
So you
We
got
always want to talk about mispronounced words.
For the longest, I tell people all of the time when they want directions, I give them like the streets and shit, like print that shit out or like screenshot like the directions and shit because you know GPS shit be on some bullshit.
yeah, them mispronounced words, man, drive me up a wall.
No, I was like, what you saying?
Right, because even grass should be like
Livernois?
gradient and shit.
Right.
Livernois.
Liberal.
Boxy,
Charlevoix.
Did you say what?
Fuck, Shaner, be whatever the fuck.
Box.
Oh,
It's Charlevoix.
Yeah, Charlevoix, Losser.
Lasher. No, shit, you made me pronounce it wrong.
Technically, if you remember history, when you was in middle school, Detroit is not actually pronounced Detroit.
It's Detroit.
It's a French
It's
word.
French in the
I was about to go
motherfucker.
there.
Yeah.
Detroit is a French city. Yeah, all of our shit is French, and motherfuckers are stupid and don't know that shit.
Shout out to Andre with a French name and this motherfucker.
Right,
My
this
name is
was
French too.
this was French.
Joy?
territory.
Joey?
The way my name is spelled is Joie. So each time somebody calls me, they say,
Whenever
call
she
me Joie.
text message,
Joie.
You got the little thing on the top too.
Let me call Joie.
Technically, it's on my birth certificate, but I never use it.
Let me call Joie. That just sounds so exotic.
I
and
know you
fake.
was French. That's
You
not
gotta
wrong.
start a podcast.
Hey, you should start using that like that and shit. So when a motherfucker, you talking to dudes, yeah, my name is Joie.
How you spell this?
I know, right?
We got so much in common. Hey.
Right.
There go your test for dudes when they trying to holler at you. Be like, hey, my name's Joie. Spell it.
Right. If they call you Joy, they're not educated enough. Okay.
You know that's how I know Sonay.
I say, bro, this 2022. Niggas
yeah,
can't
yeah,
spell
yeah.
no more.
Spell my name correctly.
Motherfuckers can't spell to save their life.
I'll talk to you. That's the only reason I got like a second comment from her.
I don't. I said
Today, that
straight
shit is sad though.
Crazy.
What we talking about at the
Shout out to Sonay.
Shout out to Sonay.
That's my nigga.
Sonay
right?
always
Talk to her in a minute. We got to hook up. Link you down.
Yeah, that's real, man.
I know. I see.
Because at this point, you simple.
I'm petty.
Where we at on
The
top?
world is simple.
My biggest pettiness is if somebody texts me a misspelled word, and I would find some way to text it back
Oh, okay.
with the
Well, yeah,
correct
hit the claps
spelling.
then.
I'm petty like that.
Hey, can I ask you?
Hey, hold on. Where we at on time, though?
Yeah, we about to wrap it up.
Hey, Dre, I'm gonna ask you a question real quick.
What you got?
If somebody say, "I'll call you back," how long do you give them?
Till tomorrow, nigga.
Then you gonna call
If they
them?
tell me they'll call me back,
Yeah.
depends on who it is. Because most people I know people individually who the time of day. If Lance say he'll call me back, usually probably within 5 or 10 minutes, depending on what he's doing, they'll call me back.
Nigga, if it's me and
I'll
this
tell you
nigga,
this.
that nigga got 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days.
I'll tell you this. If somebody says,
Me and that nigga got 3
if
days.
you say, "I'm gonna call you back," and you don't call me back. And
Within?
like 3 months.
3
I
months.
will never call you.
That's a long ass
They
time.
won't tell
I was about
you.
to ask you, King Petty.
They won't tell you. When you tell me you gonna call me back,
But why is it 3 months?
when you call me back is when we talking again.
Listen,
But you know
call
that-
me
They
back
know that.
means
That
within
happens.
24 hours
No.
to me.
No, it doesn't.
No, if I tell him I'm gonna call you
me.
back, it's gonna be within the first 5 to 15 minutes.
I can call
Within
him.
24 hours.
I can call him, and 5 days later he'll call me back.
That's hilarious. Because when I say I'm
He
gonna
do
call
it to
you
me.
back,
We,
that's
we,
me getting on the
that's
phone
why I
and
said
never
we
call
got
you
like 3
again.
days between us, nigga. Easy.
Let me make sure I call him back real quick.
Right.
We also are mothers.
Have I ever said to you, if y'all really go through my text thread when I'm texting y'all, I tell y'all, give me a minute. Or I'm in the bathroom.
Because she always in the bathroom.
But you can go worse than that. Like,
But
I'm the
if I say I'm
person.
gonna call you back, understand,
If,
I'm never
if we
going
on the
to
phone,
You're not gonna call back, but you're not gonna call back that.
I'm
fast.
never going to.
You have
but I see, I'm the
Shut
one.
up.
Where you at, Drake?
I have people get mad at me
at?
because I'm the person. Like when somebody calls me, and we on the phone talking,
Because
and they be like, "Hold on," because they click over.
Man,
And you leave me on. I give you like 45 seconds to click back over because that means whoever you talking to, you having a real in-depth conversation.
They trump me.
Right.
Yeah, I hang up.
You got 10
Yes.
Right.
You got 10 seconds.
If
and
she
maybe
say
a
my
minute.
daddy on the phone, I'm like, all
If
right,
you-
bye.
If you go over there and I come off after like 10 seconds, you got like 2 minutes. At like 10 seconds, I'm gonna hang up the phone.
Shit, when
Yeah.
you say, hold
While
on,
you on the phone,
Is it
on
2
the
minutes?
telephone, you
All right,
can
man.
still text me and be like, "Hey, look, it's a business call. Let me get."
We're gonna do the exit out this maiden voyage of the Authentic Dre podcast. I appreciate all my guests. Best believe next time I got a whole lot of fire. Some people gonna like it, some people ain't gonna like it. At the end of the day, fuck it.
What y'all talking about?
Hey, but yeah, go ahead, close us out, Drake, so we can go ahead and get the fuck up out of here.
I thought I did close it on.
No, go ahead and give us a full-on close out, man.
Your
Get
Instagram
your
page?
fools, y'all.
Oh, yeah, you can follow Authentic Dre on, what is it? Apple, Spotify,
Oh yeah, we gonna have it
the
up on
Mama's
every-
Kitchen, every cell phone.
Apple,
You know,
Spotify,
the crackheads
Podcast.
government phone. You'll be able to find me.
smoke signals.
iHeartRadio, all that. We gonna have it up on everything.
Another Deuce Crew production. And we out.
Deuce Crew Podcast
Yeah.
Network.
We out this boy.
Deuce Crew for life. Bitches.